Hi guys, my name is Alicia Jonjuliman, and today my group will present about tenses in English writing with the topic Artificial Intelligence AI. There are three main tenses that we're going to present in this presentation, which consist of present tense, past tense, and lastly future tense. So you're probably wondering why we are learning all of these tenses. So actually, we use these tenses to convey time and sequence in our communication in daily life. We also use it in our writings, such as essay, emails, and also when we are messaging with other people. Thus, understanding tenses is very important for us so that other people can understand us better and we can also communicate with them clearly. Anyway, I will be presenting about past tense, while the other tenses will be presented by my friends.
Good morning everyone, my name is Tanya Shafia and I will be presenting about the present tense. Now, what is a simple present? Simple present is used to refer habits and changing situation or states, general truths and schedule event in the futures. Let's look at one of general example we have of simple present tense in the sentences. The last bus left at 7 p.m. The word leaves can be referred to schedule event in the future. Moving on, let's look at another example we have. I have the extracted out from the article. This ebook explores facets of this dynamic field. The word explores can be referred to schedule event in the future. Next, we have a present continuous. What is a present continuous? Present continuous are used to refer to actions that are presently occurring or planned for the future. And as example, advanced packaging is reshaping the semiconductor landscape, becoming more energy intensive due to complex process. Present continuous is structured as a verb to be plus is or are plus suffix ing. So, in this case, the example I haven't given it is a reshaping. Up next, I'll be representing about the present perfect. Present perfect are used to refer an action or state that either occurred at an identified time in the past or began in the past and continue to the present time. So, for example, since then, DeepMind has created AlphaFold as a system that can predict the complex 3D shapes of proteins. It's the example given, and notice how in the beginning sentences it say since is a non-specific. So we don't know specifically when it's happened, and all we know is that happened in the past. We have a present perfect continuous. The present perfect continuous shows that continuousness of an action that complete. We use the perfect continuous to show that something started in the past and has to continue up until now. The example given, many developers have been using ChatGPT to write and debug code for over a year, but many other AI tools are available to make a programmer's job easier. So, as you can see, much like a present perfect, it has a has and have been for the verb, and it plus with a suffix ing.
Moving on to past tense, there are four different types of past tense, which is simple past, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. The first type of past tense is simple past. So, simple past is used to describe an action that happened before the present time and is no longer happening. Usually, we will add ed at the end of the past form of the verb to form the simple past form. Let's see from the first example. The algorithm is currently being developed as a desktop app for teachers to use in the classroom. In this sentence, developed is in the simple past form, as it follows the form of subject plus past form of the verb, with ed at the end of the past form of the verb. The second example also uses the same form, which is they played soccer. Played is in the simple past form as it have ed at the end of the words. So simple past tense can also be written in three structures, which is in positive, negative, and question. Next is the past continuous. Past continuous is used to describe actions that were ongoing in the past. So for example, as the closed loop experiment ran, another set of algorithms was continuously looking at the molecules made, developing models of chemical features predictive of stability in light, Jackson said. In this sentence, we can see that was and looking use the form of past continuous form, which follows the form of the past tense of to be, which is was over, plus the present participle of the verb, plus ing at the end of the verb. The second example also follows the same form. She was studying at the library. So past continuous can be written in three structures, which is in positive, in negative, or question. Moving on to past perfect. Past perfect is used for an action that had already finished when another action happened. To understand this, we can see the first example. Samuel Payne, a bioinformatics professor at Brigham Young University in the United States, told AFP that he had been asked to peer review the study in March. If you see in the sentence, he had been asked follows the past perfect form, which is the subject plus had plus past participle. The second example also follows the past perfect form. He had finished the report for biology. He had finished is the past perfect form. It's in the past perfect form. So for past perfect, it also can be written in three structure, which is positive, negative, and question. Finally, the last type of past tense is the past perfect continuous. So past perfect continuous is used to describe an ongoing action that was happening before another point in the past. So let's see the first example. What had been left out was the skill that AI people had been learning all this time, the skill of figuring out what was going on in a domain and getting a machine to model the human behavior that occurred in the domain. So in the sentence, we can see that AI people had been learning is using the past perfect continuous form, which is subject plus had been plus present participle of the verb with ing at the end of the word. The second example also follows the same form. She had been studying for 3 hours when her friend called. We can clearly see that she had been studying is using the past perfect continuous form. So it is also the same from the other types of past tense. Past perfect continuous also can be written in three structures, which is positive, negative, and question.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Fiona Joy Manior, and today I will be continuing our presentation about tenses in English writing. So I will explain about the future tense. In general, we know that future tense is used to represent an action that is going to happen in the future or will be continuing in the future. In my part, I will explain to you about the types of future tense, the definitions, the structure, and also the example of the sentences. First of all, we have simple future tense. Simple future tense definition is it is used to represent an action that takes place in the future. We should also know that simple future tense will always start and finishes in the future itself. Simple future tense have four types of structure, which is positive, negative, interrogative, and negative interrogative. And now we'll go through the example of sentences for the simple future tense. The first example is she will not come here tomorrow. This sentence is the
example for the negative structure of simple future tense. This is because in this sentence it used will not as the helping verb. That shows that this sentence is the negative structure. The next example I retrieved from an article. We will explore the beginnings and evolution of artificial intelligence technologies, recent inventions and innovation, and the pros and cons of artificial intelligence. This sentence shows that it is a positive structure of simple future tense sentence. This is because this sentence use will as the helping verb and explore as the base form of the verb. So now we'll move on to the next future tense. The next future tense is future continuous tense. Future continuous tense definition is it is used to represent an event or action that is happening at a certain point in time in the future. Future continuous tense is also called the future progressive tense, denotes an action or event that is progressing or continuing at a particular time in the future. Future continuous tense has also the same structure as the simple future tense, which is positive, negative, interrogative, and negative interrogative. And now we'll move on to the example of sentences for the future continuous tense. The first example is she will be leaving tomorrow at 7 a.m. This sentence is the positive structure of future continuous tense. The basic formula for the positive structure of future continuous tense is subject plus helping verb plus be plus verb in ing form. So in the sentence, she is the subject, will is the helping verb plus be, and then living is the verb in ing form. The next example I retrieved from an article. It's already been an exciting road, and it will be intriguing to see how artificial intelligence and the future of humans play out in the next few decades. This sentence also shows that it is a positive structure of future continuous tense. So we'll move on to the next future tense. The next one we'll go through is future perfect tense. The definition of future perfect tense is to represent an action or event that will be over within a particular time in the future. Other than that, the other definition for future perfect tense is the action referred to in the future perfect tense has an end date or time. Future perfect tense have same structure as the other two future tense that we already discussed just now. And now we'll move on to the example of sentences for the future perfect tense. So the first example is the example for the interrogative structure of future perfect tense. Will she have arrived there when we reach there? This is a question type of sentence, which we called it as interrogative structure. The formula for the interrogative structure is will plus with subject plus with have plus with the past participle of the verb. So the second example I retrieved from an article. By then, the difference between humans and bots will have blurred considerably. This is the example for the artificial intelligence topic. Last but not least, we have future perfect continuous tense. The definition of future perfect continuous tense is to refer to an action that will be continuing until a certain point of time in the future. Future perfect continuous tense is also called the future perfect progressive tense. This tense is used to express an action or event that will be progressing to a specific time in the future. The structure of this future tense is also the same with the other three future tense we learned before, which is positive, negative, interrogative, and negative interrogative. And now we'll go through to the example of sentences for the future perfect continuous tense. So the first example I retrieved from an article. Won't Nevalny ma'am have been training students for more than 20 years at the end of the academic year? So, this sentence is the example for the negative interrogative sentence of future perfect continuous tense. The formula for the future perfect continuous tense for the negative interrogative structure is want plus with subject plus have been plus verb with the form of ing. So the next example is about artificial intelligence. The sophistication of artificial intelligence will have been increasing year over year. This example shows a positive structure of future perfect continuous tense. So that's all from me. Thank you.
To sum it all up, we've covered the main tenses of the English language, which are the present tense, the past tense, and the future tense, along with examples of these tenses. So, this concludes our presentation for today, and um, I want to say thank you for your time and for listening to our presentation. Goodbye.